Yeah. YouTube, hello.
Hi,
Jim and Allie here.
I'm Allie.
We are, you might not know this, but you're about to. We are amongst the most influential and fastest growing power couples on all of YouTube.
Whoa.
Boom. You're welcome and thank you. We appreciate you. Today, as a thank you, as we like to do once in a while, we're going to give you 5 minutes. Today's topic core
Core values.
values. They're a pretty big deal. And how it works is when we get into topic, Allie's going to hit start on the stopwatch. And by the time we get to 5 minutes, or maybe a little bit sooner, we're going to be out of here.
Yep.
So please stick around till the darn end of these things, right? It's only 5 minutes. You've got 5 minutes, and I'm going to give you some actionable stuff. You ready to rock?
Yep.
All right, Al, go. So, okay, core values. This talk's going to be geared a little bit towards operators, maybe those that are leaders in the workforce, but not just the entrepreneurs, also for intrapreneurs as well, right?
Okay.
Everybody's a leader, and core values are for everybody.
Correct.
But organizationally, I'm going to talk about their role in that sphere as well, okay?
Okay.
So, step one is I think everyone should take some time to identify what their core values are. You should have 5 to 7. Well, I don't even know where to start. What does that mean, Jim? How about this? I'll give the audience mine.
Okay.
Okay. Mine, and I have them written down: faith, personal excellence, integrity, honesty, discipline, accountability, and generosity.
Okay.
Okay. So, I want you guys to spend some time considering what yours are. Your personal core values and that of the organization that you're involved in should be the same. Here's why: we're not one person at home and one person at work.
Well, do you think also then your friend group and your spouse that your core values should all kind of marry together?
I think that would be amazing. Yes. Because it's really, the Bible says it's tough and you shouldn't be yoked to unbelievers.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that everybody in your life needs to be a Christian because we're Christian people, but those that are closest to you, if your worldviews don't line up from that important moment in history. So, in other words, Jesus walked out of the tomb on resurrection day or he didn't. And that's a big differentiator when it comes to people that you're going to have in your life that you're going to trust with everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, core values, I think, do need to line up. And that's why my top core value is faith,
Yep.
right? So, let's move on. One thing I used to do, and this is going to be relevant to some, is I wanted to have my core values posted somewhere where my team could see them. And I would say, do you see the way that I'm living my life and running my business lining up with my core values?
Correct.
Spoiler alert, it's not 100% because I'm not perfect. And there'll be times I would say or do something that doesn't line up with those 7 core values that I laid out.
Right.
And you have to be willing to be called to the table on those things in order to help yourself be better. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Core values are going to be the basis point from where you make decisions. Here's what's great about having a list of core values. We all have a lot of decisions that we have to make in the course of our lives. If we know what our core values are, we can either physically have a piece of paper or we know them so well in our heads and hearts that we can hold up that decision against those core values and it helps us make them.
I love that because everyone is taught those golden rules in school, like to not lie, cheat, and steal. But these ones are kind of what push you into adulthood that help you become a well-rounded individual.
Yeah.
And kind of, who do you want to work for? How do you want to raise your children? Like when no one's around, how do people speak about you? Like this is what that kind of means because those don't lie, cheat, and steal. They're so basic.
It's so basic, right? It's
Yeah.
and the standard is so low.
Yeah, and it's like, how many times do you go through a day and you maybe tell a white lie or you lie through a mission or, you're not as kind to
Yeah.
the Starbucks drive-through worker as you should. And those are the golden rules and you break them all the time because those don't matter. Those aren't anything that you made a promise to yourself and to God. But when you really decide this is the person that I want to be every time that my head hits the pillow, then that means something.
That's so good. I want to share this as well. And this is going next level for those of you who might be business operators. I said they should match up. So your organizational values should be your personal core values. And if you're really bold, you can put them up in like a customer waiting area or a showroom or wherever customers are congregating. And here's what's really powerful. It takes some guts. You walk up and you say to a client, "Hi, Mr. or Mrs. Client, I'm Jim. These are our core values here, and they are important to our organization. Have we stayed true to those in our dealings with you today as a client?" Ooh.
Yeah, that's some
Yes,
honest feedback right there.
that's right. And if you know you're going to ask that question, it's going to change the entire flow of the entire customer interaction. So it's important. Okay, we're just about at 5 minutes. We've got a few seconds left. Guys, that's core values. We'll see you next time.
Bye.